Hey guys, it's Natalie here. Sorry I've not been in a video for a while. This is the first day in a long time that it's not been like too dark to film. Because it's getting into spring, there's more light in the afternoon. And plus, I've been at school, it's really busy and I hate school. But let's start off with this number one rant. This is about school teachers in general. And at my school, this is my third year of high school, so I'm in S3. And in S3, you get to drop subjects, and there's a lot of subjects I'm glad I dropped, but some I kind of wish I didn't take. But this is just going to be like in general of my experience at school, the teachers and the rants. So let's get started. First of all, when I was in S1 to 2, I had a history teacher that never liked me because I didn't really pay attention in class and history didn't really faze me. So now in S3, like whenever like he passed me in school, he's like, "Hi Natalie!" I'm like, "Hi." And we had an assembly earlier on in the year saying that if a teacher says hi, it's polite to reply back saying hi. Some teachers I don't mind doing this, like my BM teacher, which is business management, and she's really nice. But the only thing is she's retiring. So yeah. In general, I had a lot of science teachers. Basically, my biology teacher never liked me because I never really liked biology. I'm very squeamish. Language teachers. First I'm going to start off with language teachers. So, when I was in S1 to 2, I had, you're supposed to take two languages, basically, when you're S2 you could either choose German or French. They had German, French or Spanish, and I got given German and French. My German and French teachers, when I was in S1 to S2, they weren't my favourite. For my French, I had the strictest teacher for French. Well, for the other language teachers. In S2, I got given a different German teacher to basically kind of mix it up. And she never liked me because I didn't really pay attention to German because I don't like speaking a different language. There's like nothing I'm going to be doing in my life that I want to do that I require another language for. And they would always ask you a question in French or German or whatever language, and then you'd be like sitting like, what the hell? I don't understand this and I don't really pay attention to class, so. Or like when you ask to go to the toilet, they're like speaking the language to ask to the toilet and you're sitting there like clueless. You're like, excuse me, I really need to go to the bathroom, and I swear to God, if you don't let me go, I will throw a fit. Like they're like, what? They're like, what do you mean in this language? I'm like, I don't know. There's like nowhere written. We never got taught this. God. My teacher in my French class, which I've got now, I really want to take German, but I took chemistry instead of physics, and I didn't want to do chemistry because I did really badly in it. So I switched to physics, but in order to do that, I had to drop German and take French. And my French teacher, she's alright. She's one of the new teachers, and she's alright. But the only problem is I sit in the corner of her classroom next to the radiator. The radiator's never on, but there's a heat pipe underneath it. And I swear to God, French class is the most stressful class of all because I'm under pressure because I've got to like learn all this crazy new language that I'm probably never going to use in later on in life. And two, I sit next to a heat pipe. I do not like the heat that much, and it's boiling in our class. So yeah. And I sit in the corner, and my friend sits next to me. She practically cannot see me in that sort of area. And when I know the answer to what she's asking, I raise my hand up, but she can't see me. And when I don't know the answer, I don't have my hand up. And she asks me the question. Is she like trying to challenge me or something? Because I know the answer sometimes, but she doesn't ask me. Let's make it simple, teachers. Hand up, know the answer. Hand down, don't know the answer. Simple. The ghost teacher, which is referred to as IT teacher or computing. He's fairly old, but like he is the scariest teacher I know, like that I've taken the subject for. And my friend Michael, he loves IT. And I'm like, excuse me, how the hell can you actually like it? He's the only one out of 15 of us that like the subject. I refer to my computing teacher as a ghost teacher because when he walks, he does not walk, he floats. He will walk and you do not know where he is if you're on the computer because you have your back to... You have the back to him and he can walk around the whole entire classroom and you do not know where the hell he is until he talks to someone and then you like listen to where he is in the classroom. But he's the most boring teacher, and we have a 1 hour lesson, and that hour is the worst hour of my life. So like, when I get to 5th year, I definitely drop in computing. But like when you're like studying computer and you're doing coding, because that's what we're doing at the moment, as I said, you don't know where he is in the classroom, and like you could be sitting there like casually looking at the code trying to figure out something out. The next thing you know, a hand will come out of nowhere. Be like, where the hell did that hand come from? And you're like, excuse me, can I put a bell on you? Art teachers. I took art and I love art. It's my favourite subject and I really like the teacher. The only thing I don't like about her is like when because we were just recently doing stuff on a sewing machine and I was finishing some stuff up. And whenever I think I'm finished, I'll go show it to her. She'd be like, no, just add a few more things there and you'll be finished. Okay, I add the things. I take it back to her. Add a few more things and you'll be finished. You just said that like 5 minutes ago before I actually added something onto it. I don't like the written work of art. I like the actual practical stuff you do. But isn't art supposed to be to show your creativity, not an English lesson? English. We can spend about 5 lessons like opening a book and like reading it. Because at the moment, last thing we did was 12 Angry Men, and that was basically like a play sort of thing. And we just sat there in class. I got the part where like you don't see anything, you don't see anything until like every 12 pages. So every 12 pages. The first 11 pages, I'll be sitting there doing nothing. The 12th page, I'll not even realise I'm supposed to say anything. And then it'll be like, Natalie, you're supposed to say something! I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I've been given a book where I don't say anything until the 12th page of everything. So I practiced say about 10 lines of things in the whole entire book. And that wasn't even that much. So, yeah. And I hate it when she all of a sudden like says, alright, you've got a test. Now, you better learn all this stuff. Now, I'd be practically sort of like, I wasn't really paying attention to anything to the book because I didn't even I was only looking out for the parts I was supposed to be saying so I could actually mentally prepare myself to speak properly because I cannot read out loud because I stutter over my words. And then you've got the learning support teacher. I'm in the bottom English and maths set. Maths, I don't mind. I love maths. But English, I hate the learning support teacher. Like, she'll be like, do you need any help? And I'll be like, I'm fine. Are you sure? It looks like you're struggling with that question. No, I'm thinking. At the moment, I was about to write something, but you asked me a question. So I had to stop and look at you. So she'll be like, constantly be like, no, you need help. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Just because that my previous teacher told me I was dyslexic. And it turns out I wasn't, so hot on that teacher. Sometimes I just want to stand up and be like, excuse me, you're supposed to be... Just because when I say I know what I'm doing doesn't mean you have to say but you don't know what you're doing. Even though she doesn't say that straight up, she practically does say it in another way, which really annoys me. And I hate English because we do close reading and I cannot understand English for the life of me. It's one subject I really want to drop, but no, I cannot drop it. Well, I can drop it, but I don't. My parents don't want me to drop it. Next up, the amazing teachers. My amazing teacher is mainly maths because I love maths. Maths is my favourite subject because of the teacher. For the first year I had Mr. Marley. I thought he was the best teacher ever for maths. He's like a teacher that's really cool and really hip. Not hip, but like, you know what I mean? He's like, he'll make up really funny remedies to remember like, mode median. The second year I had Mrs. O'Kane, which was my first year. She was married to my English teacher that I had in S1 who thought I had learning difficulties. And my mom sorted him out. In the second parents' evening, she told my second year English teacher that what her husband said to me, and she wasn't overly happy with her husband, so snap! So yeah, the English teacher I have now is Mr. Jack. Oh my gosh, he's my favourite teacher ever. Just because of maths, even though sometimes I don't actually like the subject we're doing, it's still something I look forward to. Because it's one of the teachers that doesn't shout. He does shout, well he raises his voice at the boys, but to be perfectly honest, I really like the teacher and I've been doing so well in maths, or I've been doing really well in my tests, and I'm just doing better in general, which is great. My S2 teacher, who was married to my S1 English teacher, she'll give you homework and then she'll never take it in. So you practically just like waste your time doing the homework, and like she'll never like take it in or like check it over, and like she'll never like check your work, which I don't understand how that you can be qualified as a teacher to hand out work and not to check it. So we could be doing something completely wrong, and you would not like tell us. That's the other thing I didn't like about her. The funniest thing is that like the boys used to lock her out of the classroom as a joke, or like they would mess around. She would shout, but it would be entertaining, because the boys would talk back, and that's really fun. But yeah, my teacher that I have now for maths is really, really good, and I'm doing really, really well in maths. BM. My BM teacher is really, really, really nice. There's only 8 of us in the class, which is really, really awesome. And the great thing is that we would like read the textbook, and like after every paragraph, or like every little paragraph that explained something, she would give us examples, and like she'd just make it so fun. And if you don't know what BM is, it's business management. And I took it because it's really, really fun. But she's really, really nice. The sad thing is she's retiring, so last but not least, PE teachers. Once I saw my PE teacher eating at a fish and chip shop. And isn't a PE teacher supposed to be like a role model that like they're all active and they eat healthily and they don't drive everywhere and they are just like, you'd think that they would eat really healthily, they'd work out a lot, and they would like do stuff to basically be a role model to us. And seeing her in a fish and chip shop didn't make me really happy, because maybe it's just my stereotypically thinking of a PE teacher, but you wouldn't think a PE teacher would be going out to fish and chip shops or like places with fatty foods, because they're supposed to teach you how to keep fit and healthy and all that, and yet you just see them in the fish and chip shop. And you're like, excuse me? Set an example. She waved at me. I was like, hi? I really enjoy PE. We have 2 types of physical exercises every week. We have games, which is hockey, and we'll go to Deliri, which is about a 10-minute walk from school to Deliri. What do the teachers do? They drive down. That's kind of lazy, isn't it? We walk all the way down to do sports, and they drive down and they just stand there and shout at us. I don't overly like hockey, but I don't overly hate it. And yeah, at the moment in PE, we're doing gymnastics, and I love gymnastics, but I really enjoy that subject, and plus the guy I liked in my class, so I really, really enjoy that class now. But I hopefully they just like say, alright, bring out the stuff and you can just play on that. I'm not sure if it's like actual taught lessons, or they just say, bring out the stuff and you can go mess around. But anyway, I'm not saying all teachers are bad or all teachers are good. I'm just giving my opinion on my teachers and teachers in general.